I'll just do it on that thread.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're live. It's the 29th of May, the Paironauts interface mob, I'm calling it, rather than the Elm mob. Yeah.
Painterface.
Pinterface. Whoa, with the bad jokes today, Ryder.
Always.
Yeah, I might need to crack out my Picard multi-face palm. I don't know if you saw. So his hands like keep coming up to his face. I like that.
I live with my dad. He's a constant inspiration.
Okay. So I was earlier in the day. I was recapping where we are with what we did last time. And actually, I think we posted the code because we don't. All we'd done was a single file, and put it in Slack. I think I posted it to Slack, so I should be able to just dig it out again, pick it up, put it back into the try Elm thing, and just carry on. So I don't think we actually got to finishing what we set out to do in the last mob, which was to make a list of links of active Hangouts and Twitch streams, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know that we set up a repository. I'm just scrolling back through the Slack history because I think we just pasted it in.
You're looking for the repo? Hey, Praveen.
Yeah, all the code.
Hey, Praveen.
Hey, Will. Sorry.
Hi, Praveen. Yeah.
Hello, Praveen. Hello. Hello, Ryder.
We just started, so you didn't miss much.
Hi, Federico.
Hey. Do you want to do I'm sorry. Do you want to do a search, Will? Or I could do a search for a keyword.
I found it. So it's on the 19th of May, there's a file called main.elm. And we can I'm going to just copy that code and paste it into try.elm-lang.org. Oh, no, that's not it. I think it's elmlang.org/try. And I'm not going to drive. I'm just saying what I'm doing. Checking that. Cool. Okay. So who would like to share their screen and put the code up on their screen?
I can do that.
Well, go ahead, Ryder, because I might have to leave soon. So.
Okay. Where is the code? It's in a branch.
Sorry. No, there's no repository at the moment. I will.
Oh, that's what you meant by repository.
Yeah. I will share the link in the chat. There. That's the link to the file. Sorry. Should have asked you to copy and paste it.
Uh-oh. Let's see here if I remember a password. Hang on. I should be able to get this on the Slack. Did you send this to me on the app or on the space?
It's in the Paironauts channel on the 19th of April.
I see.
I just posted a link to it.
Oh, danke. All right. So it's 23 lines so far?
Yeah, that's it. That's all we have.
Okay.
Well, and open it in on elmlang.org/try.
Oh, yeah.
And click compile. Cool. Okay, we'll start from there. So for the benefit of people who weren't here last time, which I think is Federico and Matt, we're trying to make I guess you guys know about the planned interface for Paironauts, which is you arrive at Paironauts, you see what streams are going on, and you click one of them and you join it. Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So we just started off like a minimum version of that is going to be a list of links on the page. So we're just trying to get Elm to display a list of links.
Okay.
And we're using this online compiler to do that. And I think what we're doing. So here, the point I'd start is looking at the error.
That's well, I mean, if I'm just hacking it, the first thing I would do would be to, I don't know why, but it shouldn't be import. I don't know what's going on. I'm just going to hack it. Module temp then is trying to import it. Right. I cannot find module main. So,
and it needs to be module. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like the name of the file.
Right. Totally. I'm getting that from the, or at least that's one of the.
Should it be 3 dots? Is that, or is it 2?
Have a look at the error again when it's module.
Yeah. Looks like the keyword module is being used as a variable.
Okay, it might be that because we are on try Elm, we don't need that declaration. We don't need that line.
And it's just kind of implicit.
Implied.
Argument to function beginner program is causing a mismatch. Function beginner program is expecting the argument to be something, update, message, takes in a string and returns a string. But it is update string.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's yelling at us for this?
No. So
no.
Here's like a tip. When you get an error message in Elm that's not that helpful, or it's a bit vague and it's like a bit, it could be lots of different things. It's really helpful to put a type definition for each of the top level functions. So we've got ignoring main, we've got view, model, and update.
Mm-hmm.
So the one in here that's under concern is update. And the type definition for update should always be, like it says, message, and then usually it's model.
Yeah.
Turns a model. But in this case, because our model is a string, it's saying message string string.
Uh-huh. Isn't that exactly what I said? Was the problem is this down here?
Well, you highlighted the update equals update.
Right. But that's where it's like coming from, is we're referencing this. I highlighted this and then I highlighted this.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Okay. You're right. Yeah. I mean, update is just returning a string. Is a string at the moment. It's not returning a string. It is a string.
Cool.
So we can change that.
What happens if I just like put a string comma string and try to? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm wondering is why I didn't watch the end of the last mob, unfortunately. So I'm wondering why we brought beginner program in at this point. All we want to see on the page at this point is a list of links, right? But
Bill, if I'm correct, I did solved it.
Yeah, so you solved it, didn't you? And maybe we can have a look at that, because that gets us a few steps ahead. I'm just worried that it might not be clear what's going on. But now that we've all seen what's going on here, maybe we should paste in Praveen's code, because he just took like the next few steps to get to where we want to be. If we look if you look back at Slack.
Mm-hmm.
Paste in the URL. Screenshot, it's not really an text file.
So it's the message after that.
Yeah, I pasted the link in the Hangouts.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But it's going to take you to the web Slack again, right, where you're not logged
in. Cool. So let's just look up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think you can post that. Like, just post it anywhere in Slack and then click on it.
Post the link anywhere in Slack?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that.
I believe so.
I am taking the link. I am putting it in Slack.
Yeah, it will just give you the screenshot.
And aha! Awesome. Yeah. So I see. So we just need that additional message qualifier on the update, is what it looks like.
Yeah, actually, we don't even need to modify update itself. Just, yeah.
Did I do that in the wrong order?
No.
Update message model. Okay.
Okay. That was easy.
Yeah. I don't fully understand what we just did. So update. What is this message here?
So as this program develops, messages will come from either the HTML when you click on it,
yeah,
user, or they'll come from subscriptions when a value arrives at your program from an API call.
Yeah.
And then the content of that message is then dealt with by the update function to update the model, which then triggers a re-rendering of the view. So that's what the message is. All messages go towards the update function, which is why it takes message as an argument. And that's what it was complaining about in the error. It was saying, you've got this thing called update, but I'm not able to give it a message.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to declare. So message is a parameter to the update function.
Okay.
And if you know Redux, I think, then a message is like, I think they call actions there, right? Aren't they called actions in Redux?
Probably.
Where an action has it has a title
Mm-hmm.
and a payload, and it's just the same in Elm. You've got a message has a name and a payload.
Okay. So what's the next logical step here?
Yeah. Okay. So we've just got an empty. We've got a dot on the page, which is a bullet point, isn't it? It's a list item in an unordered list. Which if you look at the code is the content of view, the view function, where you've got an unordered list. The next step is going to be to put some links in there, right? So let's say we have a Twitch stream that's on right now. Let's say rather than it being a blank list item, it just says Paironauts mob, so that we're referring to ourselves.
So one of these is going to be the attributes is the first set of brackets, and then the child nodes is the second set of brackets.
Yeah.
This is not right. Do I exist? What you got? Nope.
No, it needs to go inside the brackets.
But the brackets I thought were for attributes.
Yeah. So an anchor element has an href, which is the link that it will take you to, and
right.
And then So here you can just do href,
okay,
and a string for the link. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't have href yet because it's part of the html.attributes module, which you have to import. No, you have to import. It's a separate module to HTML. HTML.attributes. Yep, and then we put some text.
This is wrong, I'm sure, but are different types of values.
Because you're still in the attributes there. You need to.
I see.
The other brackets, the next brackets.
This bracket?
Yeah.
But this is.
That's the child nodes. And
all right.
Yeah.
I don't think of it as being a child node, but.
Yeah, and it needs to be a text child node. Okay, we'll have to import. We have to.
Shouldn't this definitely not come in? Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Elm's Custom 404. What is this? How did we get this?
So.
That's nice. Cool. Well, that's awesome.
Okay, we have a link to a 404.
We got a link.
Cool. Now,
I wasn't talking very much about what I was doing because I sort of assumed other people's gears would be going in a similar way. But I guess is anything, and also when I get frustrated, I just do things quickly and make mistakes. Is anything sort of unclear about what we just did? I'll take that as a no.
It might be that things are becoming clearer as we're going along, right?
Yeah.
So here, what we've done is hard-coded a link into our HTML, which is obviously we don't, that's not going to work. We can't change the links here. We're going to need to come up with a way to do that. Now, Elm programs are split into view, model, update for a reason. So you keep all of your data in the model, and every time it changes, every time the model changes, then the view is re-rendered, and then Elm handles all the re-rendering for you, just like React. So here, rather than having the href, the link, definitely not google.com in the view, we want to put it in the model. And from there, we can start to think about, okay, how are we going to change the model? How are we going to get these live Twitch streams into the model?
Yeah. Oh, I know why that's not working. Yeah, how can we get the Twitch streams into the model?
Well, okay, so really, this project we shouldn't have started from this part. We shouldn't be doing Elm right now. We should be looking to make sure that we can get a hang of what are the live Twitch streams and what are the live Hangouts going on. I'm fairly confident that we can do that, but it depends what we all want to do. I know for a fact that we can get live Twitch streams because I've done it for Free Code Camp. Their API does that. But the idea here will be to have like the Hangout. Mostly in Agile Ventures, we're using Hangout links. And I don't know for a fact that we can get a list of them from YouTube.
Right, the second LI should come, yeah. Yeah.
No, I still screwed it up.
It's the indentation.
It's the indentation,
It must be properly indented.
Oh, really? Okay.
It must be properly indented.
Oh.
I don't think it has to be properly indented in the HTML.
Last time I think I checked, it should be.
Text. What's the arrow saying really? I know that text doesn't have attributes and.
Oh, gosh.
It just takes a string.
First and second entries in this list are different type of values. First entry has a type HTML message, but the second is this. The first argument to function text is causing a mismatch. Function text is expecting the first argument to be string, but instead we're making it a list of strings, which is what you just mentioned. Function text is expecting one argument, but was given two. And again, we've got two errors for the same issue, which I really like, because they are different issues, right? The fundamental issue is we're treating text as though it were another kind of HTML tag, but we're doing it in two ways. One way is by passing it this first list, and the other way is by passing it this second list when we should just be passing it a string. Li is expecting two arguments, but was given three. Don't know.
Is that a comma on line 8 that I think you took off?
Oh yeah, because yep. And now I need to put those brackets back that I just took out because, as I said, flailing.
Is there any way you could? Is there any way you could just maybe hit the format? Do we have the format button?
No, we don't. Well, we did have that last time, didn't we?
Just to make it a little more clear, which is the child elements. And
we crossed over to Ellie, I think.
Yeah.
Right, open Ellie.
Okay. What? Wait a minute.
You're on the right. Oh, okay. No, Luke Westby.
Huh, okay. Sure. Can I just, accept, wow. Burn the ships, burn the ships.
Oh, we'll need the module main maybe here.
Yeah, maybe so. Okay, how do I format?
So there used to be a button up top.
Oh, hey, I feel like it just formatted. I don't know how I did it, but
when you save, it does.
Okay.
It might do.
Line 9. First and second entry. HTML. I don't know what's wrong. And you were saying we should go to Twitch? I feel like I'm sort of... on some level, I feel like I've been wasting people's time for the last 5 minutes.
What a nice step to do would be to move the information that we've got in the HTML into the model.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can get an idea of how Elm is working. So, or maybe we should do that.
So you're saying, yeah, extract the hard-coded bits in here into the model?
Yes.
Cool. Somebody else want to take point?
Maybe Praveen?
Praveen.
Although how's Praveen going to control? I mean, he's going to have to open Ali up himself, I guess.
I can... Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we should be doing, right, for mod programming anyway. Praveen, are you happy to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Okay. Okay. We need to sort this HTML out because it's not going to let us carry on. Yeah, if you can sort it out, Praveen, that's cool.
Did we want to stick to Ellie?
Yeah, that might be an idea.
Could you post that link later?
Use Ali. Don't spend time doing it.
Oh, I mean, I posted all of the code in the Hangout a minute ago.
I think the point of Ellie is that we could use the exact same instance, right?
Happy to use Ali.
My URL for where we are is ellieapp.com/new.
Okay.
But maybe it's because I haven't saved it yet. All right.
Oh,
all right. Cool. I've got that. I've got it.
So I think looking at it, don't we need just an empty bracket, like open and close bracket, to complete the UL, the top level UL? No, never mind.
Top level UL is fine. The first LI is fine. The second,
I mean, we don't need that. Yeah.
Are you sure the first LI doesn't need a closing on the LI part?
No, the first LI is fine. The second LI is within.
Second LI is closed.
Which is why which is what the error message is saying. The error message is complaining about the list, which is the second element, which is the second. How can I explain this? Praveen, can you highlight the list that it's complaining about?
Yeah. This one.
The list is actually complaining about is from line 12 down to line 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's saying that the first entry in that list is HTML message, which is fine. That's the first LI. The second entry in the list is a list. Within it, it has an LI element. And that's the bracket from line 14 to line 16. Yeah, so you need to get rid of those. You need to get rid of the list that's enclosing the second li.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. So right before on line 14, it should be li at the very beginning, right?
Yeah. No, Praveen, the change you just made was incorrect. That was the closing bracket for the A. Yeah. And there's one more stray bracket, Praveen. It's the one on line 16. Praveen?
The one on
line 16 is a stray closing bracket now. It's an unmatched closing bracket. So if you delete that and compile, it should be all right, and it should format it as well. Just try compiling now. Yeah, the formatting happened.
I don't know if you saved it. You might have to do that again.
Yeah, I copied the code.
Yeah.
No. Just try saving that or compiling that now, and it will format it in a way that it will become clear what's going on. Maybe if you save it, it will format it.
It worked. Huh. It's not wanting to...
I don't know why it's not formatting it.
Yeah.
Go on the settings and see if we can make it format on save. Right. Maybe what's that? If it's top right of the Elm, there's a ... and then there's a of the code view.
Yeah, there's like a little, looks like a yeah, that one.
Try that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Even after pressing this.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So you don't worry about the HTML for now. I think there's too much going on there. You get used to it in time. It's initially confusing about how the nesting should go, but as it is now is correct. Every element has two lists as an argument to it. So yeah, those LIs are within the list that is the second argument to the UL.
Huh, this is weird. I'm loading the same Ellie, it seems like, and I'm not getting the current. Am I? Oh, wow. Somehow I'm on a different Ellie. That's weird. This is not the same Ellie. Uh-huh.
Maybe the URL seems.
Yeah, because the one I posted was MP. Yeah, cool. Thanks, Praveen.
Yeah.
I don't know why it changes.
I think on every reload, on every save.
Yeah.
It's changed.
Oh. I mean, that would make sense, but huh. It really likes
All right, let's try and get this code in. Let's try and get this data into the model, and then that would be a good like progress of Elm that we've made then, and then we can think about trying to get in.
So so URL and so
Sorry, Praveen, you're cutting out a little.
Yeah.
So I'm saying these URLs and the text messages that are displaying should be in the model section, right?
Right.
I think so. That's what I understand. Will says yes.
I'm just confirming. Like,
totally.
So I take some help from the screenshot.
Yeah, so at the moment, the model is just a single string, which is modeling a single link. And so the simplest model of this is going to be a list of two things associated together, a hyperlink, an href, and the text that you want to display as the link, right?
Yes, but there should be a different, like, two different model, or in the same model we put two things. That I'm wondering, because here simply had one text. It's simple, so we just create it in the model itself.
Yeah. No, so we want to contain all of the information inside the model. So both links and both bits of text, all inside model.
Just with their guts hard coded for now, with actual data inside that format.
Data out of into the model. Yeah, it's not really giving us an advantage.
Sorry,
but
yeah. So
there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, that would work.
Do we want to go to like a real page?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Like definitely not Google.
Like Google.
No. Well, I mean, do you have something against Google?
Example.com.
Example.com. It's probably porn.
No, it's example.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They actually support it for your examples and your tests and everything.
Interesting.
And I think test is also test.com. Same situation.
Yeah.
I've definitely pointed emails at example.com before lots of times, but I didn't know it was an actual thing.
Yeah, it's a thing. But here, Ellie might not be letting you go to it. It doesn't want you to jump out of the...
Okay. Yeah. So the next thing we need is replace this thing.
Yeah.
String.
Yeah, we can do that.
Should we put it in the array or?
Yeah. No. Okay, so we'll stop there because that's not quite right. If I was doing this in JavaScript, I'd have an object, and the object would have two properties. It would have an href property and a text property, and then you could reference them afterwards as model.text and model.href. So actually, rather than using, to start with, do that model.href and model.text. Okay, and now in the model, rather than doing it as a list, do it's just like an object. Yeah, except that rather than using colons, you use the equals sign. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Should we?
No, that's not the problem. The problem is with the update function.
Yeah.
It's because the update function isn't returning something that looks like the update function returns a new model, and that model has to have the same type as the existing one. So yeah, returning a string is not the same as a record with two properties. So right, just give it exactly. And you need equals rather than colon. Yeah.
And if we kept the current naming, we'd want href equals I could be anything dot href, text equals I could be anything dot text. Yeah. Is that right?
I didn't follow you there.
Well, so right now, our update is taking in a message called I could be anything. And no matter what that I could be anything is, it's setting the href to a blank string and the text to a blank string. Really, what we'd want it to do would be to set the href to the I could be anything dot href and the text to the I could be anything dot text, right? Am I making sense? Am I making nonsense?
Yeah, that's a fair point. So actually, update message, just write model rather than I could be anything. It's a variable that represents the model.
Yeah.
The program will pass the model as the second argument to update. So call it model rather than I could be anything.
But yeah, I called it I could be anything, just for the record.
Testing to see whether it mattered what it was called. But so Praveen, change I could be anything. Change the second argument to update to model.
So on 26 for
26, yeah.
Update definition.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've got go ahead.
Change it to what?
To model. Change it to model, because that's actually what gets passed as the second argument. No. Change the name of I could be anything to model. Yeah. And then within the update function, you can reference that model as model.href. So yeah, href equals model.href. Yeah. And that means that the model then doesn't change, because it's just returning what's already there. Yeah, it doesn't really matter for what we're doing now, but okay. The interesting thing now is the model is at the moment is just a record, and it's only one thing. But obviously, we want a list of those things. So the first thing, well, so what do you think, Praveen? What's the what do you want to do next?
We could make it an array of objects.
Yep.
Then kind of refer those, or if you want to do it like this, we can also make it an objects of objects.
Well, the way, yeah, the first thing I agree is make it a list, because we know that has to be, that's a fact, it's going to be a list. And then we'll deal with how to display that in the HTML. So it might be nice to make another record now that we've got a list. No. Okay.
Tell me, I'm completely clueless now.
Oh, okay, all right. So the model has to be a list of these records. So we've got one record there at the moment. So just make it a list of them. So maybe have 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, and just change it so that it's like, no, put that back, because every link on this page is going to have an href and a text. So just change the value of href there to whatever. Yeah. Cool. All right, so the model is now as we want it to be. That's the final model for this whole application. It's going to be a list of links, right? The actual application is no more complicated than that. It's now just a case of displaying that link as HTML, displaying that model as HTML.
Well, I would want to type. I mean, I would want it to be a list of our custom type that is an href and a text, but
yeah, sure, we can do that bit later, but
yeah.
But this is the more important bit is how do we transform a model of the information that we want into HTML.
Yeah. Cool.
So what in your mind you can imagine that the HTML is going to look like a list of LIs. It's going to be LI with an A. You know, it's going to be the top. The top LI is the one that works, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a list of them, but with each LI is going to have a different href and a different text, and it's all going to map to this model. So, are you familiar with map, the array function?
Are you asking Praveen?
Yeah, everyone really, but yeah, Praveen.
Looks like he has to jump out for a second.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the same map that you use in like Ruby.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm familiar. So it's like, so you can iterate through a collection of or a list and do something with it.
Yeah, and you specify.
Display it.
Right, you just specify how you want the model to be transformed into the HTML per record, and then map just handles doing that for the whole list for you. Yeah. Praveen, can we go back to your screen? Praveen?
We can hand off too. I mean, Praveen's been working hard for like 20. Oh no.
Well, but because Ellie, every time you save, does a new changes the URL. We need that URL if we're going to continue on.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
But Praveen's back.
Praveen.
Yeah, sorry about that. My got shaky. Disconnected.
Matt, do you want to take over, or Ryder, do you want to?
Yep. I mean, I'm always keen to do something. You might have to walk me through some parts, but that seems like all of us. So.
Yeah.
Praveen, can you share the link to the latest Ellie?
Yeah.
And I'll share my screen. Screenshot.
Thanks, Praveen. You got us. It's in the model now.
Awesome.
The update, whatever. Yeah. It's in the update now.
All right.
Having connection problems, Praveen.
Oh, that didn't work.
There was an extra slash.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That should be it. So that the second this second LI we're not using.
No, I mean we're going to be mapping, so we don't need more than one.
And then how do we can map? How do we map from this?
Right. Okay. Just close the bracket that you deleted before. So there's a closing bracket now, and format that, and then we'll walk through it. Okay. So you see that UL has two arguments. It has the first list that's empty, and then a second list which is full of other like sub elements. Okay. So what we're going to do is replace that second argument. No, including the closing brackets, the brackets, yeah. Oh no, don't delete it. I'm just talking about it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna replace the whole list there with our mapped model.
Yep.
So including the first opening bracket which you haven't highlighted.
Yeah. This whole thing.
So that's an expression. That's a list. It's an expression, right? And rather than it being that, we're going to call it. It's going to be the end result of mapping over the model and supplying the HTML to do that mapping. Okay, so it's list.map. Capital L. And I think we might need to import list, but we'll get to that. And then you specify the function that's going to do the transform, and then the last argument is what you're going to transform, which in this case is the model.
Okay. The map is parentheses, or is it?
No, there are nothing like that or that. It's just white space.
Okay.
So we might need brackets around the function. So if you just do open and close curly brackets after map. Sorry, not curly brackets. I call them normal brackets. The 9 and 0 brackets, not the square brackets.
Parentheses.
Sorry. Yeah, but put a space after map so that it's clear that that's not the syntax. Yeah. Then how do we do this? Okay. You want to go backslash. Link. Yeah. Then space arrow, which is dash, and then greater than. Yeah. Space. Then we put our li in. So it's going to return. Yeah.
Do I need the brackets?
No.
Oh, the brackets are on the outside of the map, no?
Yeah, so just cut from li to the end of, yeah, that's it. You just need that bit. Put that there. And then you want to do like link.href and link.text. Rather than href and model.text. Are you familiar with, you're used to using map, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a little bit. I'm kind of new to everything, but
no, not there. Just rather than model.href, you want link.href.
Ah, yeah. Okay. You know if in this alley, if there's a way to highlight both of these at the same time? No.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, but It's usually you hold down Option, don't you, or Command?
Yeah, normally in Atom you just do Control and Alt, Control Shift, and click on it.
Okay, now there's
something going on here. This is not necessary, no?
No, and the one after it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then the last argument to map is model.
Okay. So the first argument goes there. The second argument goes inside of this, right? Or no?
No, that maybe if you format it would be clear what's going on, because I'm lost with the brackets as well.
There we go.
Yeah, okay. So list.map is taking its first argument, which is a function, right, which is both in the parentheses. Yeah. And then it needs a second. So it's now got the transforming function, but it doesn't know which list to map on. Right, and that's what model is. Yeah. But there's no comma. There's no comma, it's just a white space. Yeah. Now we might have to enclose that whole expression from list.map to model in parentheses. Otherwise, UL will think that you're supplying list.map as an argument to it. Yeah. Right, now try and compile that. Okay.
Okay, it causing a mismatch. So it's still complaining about the update, right?
Yeah.
Change the in model we are passing in the update message we are passing model, but it's list and then we are referencing it in a wrong way. Model.href, I think. On line 32.
32? You think it should just be...
Right, yeah. Because model is now a list, so it doesn't have an href property.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you could just, rather than doing any of that, you can just have the update function return model. And then that's guaranteed to be the same as what's passed in.
I think remove the line 32 line and instead of this list, just write model.
Yeah. Well spotted, Praveen.
Look at that.
Is everyone? This is a critical thing with Elm. So is everyone happy with that, or is map new to anybody?
I'm looking at the syntax, but apart from that, kind of like the normal map we use in Ruby and Elixir. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, isn't it? It takes two arguments, or just a function if it's a method on an array. Anyway. Yeah. So there's one neat little syntax thing that I can show you, just because it's fun.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Why did we use this slash before the link in the list.map?
Yeah, that's just a way to signify that the following things are arguments to it's an anonymous function. So it's just the way of signifying the beginning of an anonymous function. I guess it's like, actually in JavaScript, there's no equivalent to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm still looking on the package list here, so I'm still trying to figure out the syntax, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've mixed. We could make it simpler. We could break that function out. so that it's not an anonymous function. We could say something. We could call it like we could call it link to HTML or something.
Where?
Do it. Yeah, you could do it down there.
So I wouldn't take that parentheses then, right?
Right.
So all of this?
Not the model bit.
Oh, yeah, because that's the second argument. Then I would.
Well, if we were trying to get rid of this anonymous function syntax, we don't. Yeah.
And then I would just go link to HTML.
Yeah, and you don't need those parentheses now.
Yeah. And then I can compile. No, compile. Format.
Yeah.
So we cannot format your code.
No, because the link to HTML definition isn't right yet. So you don't. You want link as the first argument to link to HTML. So just like with the other functions, it goes after the name.
Sorry?
So put link. How can I explain this? First of all, try putting the backslash back where it was before, in front of link.
Okay.
Yeah, without that first parenthesis, just to see.
Mm-hmm.
And then do that. Yeah, that will work.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, but we still got an anonymous function there because you've got a backslash. The what I heard from Evan, the creator of this, is that backslash is supposed to look like a lambda, which is another name for an anonymous function, I think. But it's a Haskell thing. It's an ML thing. So that's just the syntax for an anonymous function in ML. But we can get rid of. So if you just change the function to be like the other ones, so link to HTML, link equals, and then the body of the function.
Okay, so get rid of this and then link equals.
No, link as the second argument, as the first argument to link to HTML. So look at the other functions. Look at update and model.
Yeah.
So just the same as that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So link here.
Yeah.
And then here.
That's it.
Then format. Then compile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
Ah.
Now, one thing we've done there is we've made link to HTML a top level function. So it's at the same level as view and model and update, but actually it's only relevant within view. So we can do a let in expression inside view. So if you inside view, you've got view model equals, and then say let and then bring your link to HTML function into there and paste that afterwards. Yeah. And then say in. Right. And then compile and then format that. The spacing here might be an issue. Just try moving link to HTML down one line after let. Yeah, put each thing on its own line. So let, then a new line, and then new line in, new line, UL. Yeah, try that. There we go.
Ah.
Okay, so now it's scoped within view.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And compile. Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so that's a simple program in Elm that gives us an interface for Paironauts, right? Now we just have to make those links dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Ryder, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Sorry. I was only expecting, I only blocked out an hour of time at work, so I've been sort
of course, we're well
I've been sort of drifting for the past 15 minutes.
Okay. Sorry, I hadn't looked at the time until just now.
But yeah, I mean, this looks good.
Okay. Yeah, and thanks, Matt. So I'll paste that into the Slack, actually. So
It's really cool. I like them.
I really like the syntax.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clean. It's ML syntax, so it's nothing new. But yeah, it means it's easier then to look at Haskell code. Be more familiar with that too.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The syntax is super good. I was wanting to, if we're wrapping up, I mean, I don't want to prematurely cause anyone to wrap up. I like to summarize things before closing things, you know.
Yeah.
And basically, we've got links on a page, and I kind of wanted to walk through how we got here, but I can't see that code anywhere.
Matt, could you
share my screen? Sorry. I just stopped sharing because I thought we were going to switch to someone. Can you see now?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so text is its own thing. So we started out and we needed to get anchor tags, but we couldn't get anchor tags because we needed text ultimately to have a text field in that anchor tag, but also we needed the href. So we had to go into this html.attributes library and expose that href over there on line 4, and we added the text over on line 3. And then we started out by just hard coding that stuff here in the model. And then we moved towards, getting that into the update, I thought. Now I'm confused about what oh, I see. So we had it in the view, and we went about moving it into the model.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had this issue. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you said that we might need to import or expose this list, but it didn't seem like we needed to.
No, it's built in. It must be.
Yeah.
Part of Ellie. I think you do when you write your own programs. I think you have to, but I can't remember.
Yeah, so this module main exposing we tripped over at the outset because over in the try Elm, it seems like it's implicitly wrapping the whole deal in a module main exposing declaration. And so then it hits another module main exposing declaration and it gets confused. We do have to make that explicit again in Ellie, and of course in any Elm program, we'd have to have that module declaration at the top. The exposing and then the spread operator, does that just mean like I'm exposing everything under this, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. We've got this let declaration of link to HTML, which takes a link. And of course, that link to HTML we have defined further down, like in the 30s or 40s somewhere.
No, we moved that.
Yeah.
So the whole definition there is in the let.
Oh.
Because the only part of the program it's relevant to is the view.
I see. Okay, awesome. Yeah. So we're like naming a lambda, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
then,
like a fundamental difference here is so everything is an expression here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like JavaScript where you could define link to HTML on one line, and then the next line you say return the unordered list with things. So let in is a way that lets you define things that you're then using in the eventual thing that's returned.
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I definitely like that I can do it.
Yeah, I actually would prefer the where way of doing things, where you've got view model equals, and then you've got the main expression, which is what you're returning, and then you say where, and then you have all your definitions underneath that. This way, I think, is upside down. I think you've got like the most important part. The overview is at the bottom in the bit, right? That's the overview of what view is. So you have to, if you've got lots of things defined in let, you're going to have to read down all of them before you get to the bottom.
Yeah.
So there's an ongoing argument about that in Elm, but it's just low priority. Basically, that Evan has said that it's just low priority.
Yeah.
Working on other things.
Well, I mean, I think you should. Wait. No, I don't remember. Which is a testament to these design things not being deeply ingrained in my heart. Yeah, because normally you would define the higher order function first, and then the functions it calls underneath it, or vice versa.
I mean, I just think from a readability thing, it's better to have the important thing at the top.
Yeah.
So that you don't read through things that aren't important before getting to something that's more important.
Yeah.
And you can do that in JavaScript, but so you can do that in languages where your definitions are hoisted. So like if your functions are hoisted, it doesn't matter where you write them on the page. You can call them at the top, but you don't have that here.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that is the way. Yeah, that Uncle Bob claims you should do them is you put the higher order function first, and then its callers, its constituent methods rather further on.
Yeah, so maybe one day Elm will get aware, but there's other priorities at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So the next step with this, I think, is we have to make sure that we can get the streams that are live, right? We should have done that first, really.
Yeah.
We've built something that could be useless potentially.
Yeah.
We should have checked. I mean, I know we can get it from Twitch, but we don't use most of our it's like this. It's a Hangout. We're not doing Twitch streams. Though, maybe if this interface is so good, then it might be a reason to move over to doing more Twitch. But we need the functionality of a video call, don't we?
Yeah, so we have this in Jitsi. It's like get participants or something. There's definitely a method that Jitsi exposes that we can call to get the participants in a room.
Okay, so for this, we don't want the participants. We want the active streams.
Yeah.
We want to go on the website and see what AV Hangouts are going on right now.
So we might need to expose that route or expose the means of doing it, but we can definitely do it.
Cool.
Like, I can't imagine us not being able to do that, right? Because each channel or room that people are in, we're going to have Phoenix presence running in it, which means, because I don't know, maybe I am hung up on who the participants are, or at least the number of participants, right? And feeding that information into the dashboard. But I guess even before presence, we're the ones spinning up these Jitsis. So as long as we log which ones we're spinning up, then we know which ones are spun up.
Yeah, we're in control of it, aren't we?
Yeah.
it would be cool. Yeah. So my next step with this project will be to look at the Hangouts API or the YouTube API or whatever to see if we can get a list of active Agile Ventures streams.
Yeah. Yep, Praveen, Twitch is kind of our example because, their API already really clearly exposes a route that we can go and hit, and we can pass it, parameters and say, give us all of the streams that are related to this. And so we're just talking about, how to get that in our app.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not actually going to be using the Twitch API. We're just using it as an example of what we want to do with the Jitsi.
Well, I thought, okay, so discussion last time was that we were going to use the Twitch API because we do some Twitch streams, but it's, yeah.
I should have streamed us to Twitch today. I don't know why I didn't.
Right, exactly. There you go. That's what I was thinking.
It gives us an excuse to have another pair session.
Totally.
I mean, besides actually getting this up and running,
Yeah. Well, I got to go eat lunch because I've cut into my lunch break, but thanks a lot, Will, for getting this together.
Yep, you're welcome.
And thanks, Matt and Praveen, for being here.
And
yeah.
Matt, I'm glad that you enjoyed Samel. That's cool.
Yeah. Are we gonna should we just pay attention to the Slack channel as far as scheduling another pairing session on this?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, we should do one in a week. At the latest, I guess.
I think you also created the Elm channel specifically for this, but
no. So no, the Elm channel was created for learning Elm, whereas this is still just Paironauts.
Okay.
And we happen to.
And it just so happens that most of us are learning Elm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I might be starting a premium Elm mob, which would appear in the Elm channel, but no, the Paironauts one is going to be in the Paironauts channel.
Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
All right. See you guys soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Praveen.